Okay, hello everyone. We are going to watch video as a very important video and super.
$100 in annual value with the American Express Platinum Card. Get up to $400 in Resi credits, the $300 digital entertainment credit, and the
Today's money topic is credit cards, specifically the best credit cards for beginners in 2025. Because let's face it, by having an effective credit card strategy, you could save a ton of money in all aspects of your life, whether it's from grocery purchases to travel to childcare, even potentially rent. So if that's something you are interested in, pop a squat, tap the thumb icon, and let's go ahead and get into it. And if you'd like to support the channel anyway, you can feel free to check out any of the affiliate offers for some of the top offers, from beginner cards to advanced cards to travel cards, whatever you can think of, in the description box down below. Appreciate it. Let's go ahead and jump in. For every single credit card, I'm going to talk about the sign-up bonus, the earnings, the benefits, and of course, my final verdict and recommendations on how I would use that particular credit card. And a quick housekeeping, every single card we're going to talk about here is gonna have no annual fee, which is one of the most important things as a beginner when you're getting your first card. If there's an annual fee, I would most likely stay away from it until you're familiar and comfortable with how to use a credit card. And I don't wanna drag this out any further, but on the topic of how to use a credit card for beginners, the most important thing, pay on time, pay in full, and try to pay off the majority of your balance before the statement close date. If you want to boost your credit score, here's a video up here if you want to know what exactly that means. That said, let's dive into card number 6. We have the Citi Custom Cash sign-up bonus. Right now, this card will give you a $200 sign-up bonus after you spend $1,500 within the first 6 months. The card also will give you a promotional 0% APR rate for the first 15 months. Earnings. This card will earn a whopping 5% cashback for your highest spend category every single month, whether that be gas, whether that be grocery, on up to $500 of total spend, after which it will revert to 1% cashback. And for all other purchases that are not the high spend category, you will also earn 1% cashback. Benefits. Not a whole ton of bells and whistles here on this Citi card. It's pretty simple. The one thing that's interesting to note, I guess, is that even though you're earning cashback, if you have, say, one of their premier cards like the Citi Strata, then you can convert these thank you points, which again would have to redeem as cashback, to actually transferable points, but you have to pair it with a Citi Strata or one of their more premier cards. Verdict and recommendations. Personally, I really like this card for being able to earn 5% cashback for a category like grocery or gas. And my tip for you is that even though you can only apply and get one of these cards, you can do a product change. So if you had another type of Citi credit card, even some of their co-branded cards like a Citi American Airlines credit card, you can actually call and have them change it or do a product change to a Citi Custom Cash so that you might have 2 Citi Custom Cashes. And now instead of being able to spend just $500 max on gas to get 5%, you could have $500 on one card and $500 on another card. That's $1,000 of total spend on gas to get that 5% cash back. Number 5. This was one of the very first credit cards I ever received, and this is the Discover It sign-up bonus. This card will offer you unlimited cashback match of whatever you earn as cashback in the first year. I'll explain exactly how that works in the next section, but put a pin on that. In addition, it's also offering a promotional 0% APR for the first 15 months. Earnings. This card earns 5% cashback on a set of categories that change every single quarter. So what that means is every 3 months, you'll have a different category of things in which you can earn 5% cash back on. They can range from groceries to Amazon.com to online shopping. And on the screen, here's a calendar of what it looked like in 2024. And this 5% cashback on these rotating categories apply to $1,500 of spend in that quarter. If you spend more than that in one of the bonus categories, you will earn 1% cashback. If you spend on anything other than the bonus categories, you will also earn 1% cashback. Now, you couple that with the sign-up bonus, which is going to give you unlimited cashback match, then in essence, you're going to earn 10% cashback on these special bonuses in the first year that you have the card, on up to $1,500 to spend every quarter. And your base earnings go from just 1% everywhere to 2% everywhere in that first year by way of the sign-on bonus. Benefits. The one to call out is the fact that this card has no foreign transaction fees. Verdict and recommendations. Personally, this was my very first credit card, and there's not a whole ton you could do to really eke out more benefit. But the one thing to note is I would say out of all the cards we're going to discuss on the list, I personally, now this is purely anecdotally, think that the Discover It is probably the easiest one for most people to get approved for. And as a beginner, the most important thing is apply for the card, get approved for the card, start using the card, start learning how to use cards, start building a strong credit profile so that you can go ahead and get other cards. Number 4, the Wells Fargo Active Cash.
I think we're going to go with you guys.
That's great. Awesome. Let me get the contract.
One last thing. You're SOC 2 compliant, right?
Sign-up bonus. Right now, you will earn a $200 sign-up bonus after you spend $500 within the first 3 months. Earnings. This card is dead simple. You will earn 2% cash back on all your purchases, no limit. Unlike the Discover It, where you're kind of hacking your way into getting 2% because of the sign-up bonus, the Wells Fargo Active Cash, you're just earning 2% cash back, you're ready to rock and roll. This card will also give you a promotional 0% APR for the first 12 months. Benefits. This card does have a unique benefit, and it gives you cell phone protection. So what it means is if you pay for your cell phone bill using this card and the phone, let's say, gets stolen or damaged or somehow, you're covered for up to a $600 claim with a $25 deductible. And this is actually a very useful benefit that I've actually taken advantage of on other credit cards. All you need to do, pay the cell phone bill with the card, and you're covered. Verdict and recommendations. Personally, I think this is a great middle-of-the-road beginner credit card because you're just going to earn 2% cash back. And you don't have to really think about any bonus categories whatsoever. You're just going to go, swipe the card, get 2%, effectively, quote-unquote, discount on your purchases, and you're good. One thing you want to keep in mind is you can actually take this cash back and also convert it into transferable points. What you would need is one of their mid-tier or top-tier cards from Wells Fargo in the autograph category. Once you have that card, similar to what we talked about with the Citi cards, you can take these cashback points, transfer them to that card, and that card can then take those transferable points and move it to a hotel or airline partner. Card number 3. This card is also one of my very first cards. In fact, it's my second one right behind the Discover card, and that is the Chase Freedom Unlimited sign-up bonus. As the filming of this video, you will earn $250 cash back after you spend $500 within the first 3 months. Now, that's the public sign-up bonus. There's also a non-public offer, which I think is a lot more elevated, and I would be way more interested in finding, where you get in cashback match of the base cashback for up to $20,000 of spend in the first year. Earnings. This card will earn 5% cash back if you book travel through the Chase Travel Portal, 3% cash back at all drugstores, 3% cash back for all dining purchases, and 1.5% cash back everywhere as the base. However, if you were to find the non-public offer, you would get an additional 1.5% cash back on top of any of those categories for up to $20,000 of additional spend in that first year. So in effect, you go from 5% for travel booked through the Chase Travel Portal to 6.5%. You go from 3% on drugstores to 4.5% on drugstores, from 3% dining to 4.5% dining, and from 1.5% cash back everywhere to, in effect, a 3% cash back everywhere on up to that $20,000 of spend in the first year. And thankfully, since you follow me for all daily finance tips, I actually do have a link to that non-public offer in the description box down below. And if you have any troubles finding it, I'll leave my contacts below as well. You can feel free to shoot me a note. Benefits. This card will give you 3 months of complimentary Dash Pass. And after those 3 months lapse, you're going to be automatically enrolled in Dash Pass for 50% off for another 9 months. Just make sure to activate it before January 31st, 2025. The card will also give you a benefit with Lyft, where you will earn 5% cash back on all Lyft purchases until March 31st, 2025. And now verdict and recommendations. Personally, I am so biased to the Chase Freedom Unlimited because it was my second credit card ever, and it kind of almost introduced me to the world of credit cards. The reason I say that is because with the Chase Freedom Unlimited, it also has phenomenal complementary cards in the Chase Sapphire line, as well as on the business side with the Chase Ink line. And so earlier we mentioned, what does your card strategy look like in year 2, 3, and 4? Well, Chase is one of the best places that you can start to first build a relationship, get this beginner card, and then as you scale and you want to get credit cards with better earnings, better sign-up bonuses, valuable points, Sapphire as well as the Ink lines are going to afford you that opportunity as well as that flexibility. Not to mention, if you can get in with that non-public offer, you're really juicing the number of points you can earn so that later you can transfer to those airline and hotel partners. So overall, I would say this is a great place to start to get kind of your foot in the door, build a relationship with Chase, and then expand onward. Card number 2, the Capital One Saver sign-up bonus. This card will earn $250 cash back after you spend $500 within the first 3 months. It's also going to provide a 0% promotional APR for the first 15 months. Earnings. This card will earn 5% cash back if you book hotel or car rental through the Capital One travel portal, 3% cash back at grocery stores, 3% cashback at all dining purchases, 3% cashback on all entertainment purchases, and 3% cashback on all popular streaming services. For everything else, you will earn 1% cashback. Benefits. This card has no foreign transaction fees. In addition, similar to some of the other cards we talked about, Citi, Wells Fargo, Chase, you can also pair the cashback points that you earn from the Savor card with one of Capital One's more premium cards like the Venture or the Venture X. So the Savor card you can think of as a stepping stone to eventually build into the Venture profile. Verdict and recommendations. This card is a phenomenal card to earn some elevated cashback. In addition, the strategy of pairing it eventually with the Venture X, I would actually say is probably my favorite credit card combo of a 1-2 punch. A lot of different credit card combos, you do require 3 cards. You might have heard things like the Chase trifecta or the Amex trifecta. With Capital One, you can actually get away with probably one of the best card combos by having just 2 cards, and that would be the Savor and the Venture X. So this is a great place to start if you eventually want to incorporate a more premium card. And coming in at number 1, one of my favorite credit cards for all beginners in 2025, my top recommended one would be the Bilt MasterCard sign-up bonus. Right now, the Bilt MasterCard has a publicly available sign-up bonus of goose egg. Nothing. There's nothing available, which just sucks, honestly. The one thing, the kind of one silver lining we have is that there are people who report getting an email after they've applied for the card and gotten approved where they can earn 5x on all their spend in the first 5 days. I don't know what triggers it. Nobody really knows what triggers it. So if you get that, you're lucky. But otherwise, though, there's no available sign-up bonus, which honestly is really tough for the card that I'm recommending as my top card. However, you're going to see in just a second why exactly, though, this card is still number 1 for beginners in 2025. Now, this card will earn 3 points for every dollar that you spend on dining, 2 points for every single dollar that you spend on travel, 1 point for every single dollar that you spend everywhere else. Also, you're going to earn 1 point for every single dollar that you spend on rent. And this right here feature available on no other credit card because it's not just earning the points on rent. The Bilt card comes in and covers the fee that you would be assessed otherwise for trying to pay rent with a credit card. Because if you try to do it right now with any other credit card, you're going to get hit with that 2 or 3% card processing fee. Yeah, Bilt is able to basically figure out a way to cover that so you earn points for rent without having to pay any of the fees associated. And I do want to note, you can earn a max of 100,000 points from rent every single year. For all the points you earn from the other categories, it is unlimited. However, the only catch is you have to swipe the card 5 times every statement cycle. Benefits. There's a laundry list of benefits, but I'm going to condense down some of the top ones. For 1, there's no foreign transaction fee. Love it. 2, it's a metal credit card for whatever that's worth. 3, you get transfer partners. Remember earlier, for all the other beginner credit cards, I said, hey, this is great. You earn cash back, and then you can get a premium card where you pay an annual fee, and then you have these transfer partners.
The reason we exist is because you cannot stay ahead of all threats. So what we do is we block by default. If it's not on the list, it cannot run in your environment. And
well, Bilt is a no annual fee card for beginners where you can actually just take the points you earn and directly transfer them to valuable partners like Alaska Airlines or Hyatt Hotels, and then you can get outsized value for those points. If we think of most beginner cards as level 0, Bilt would be like 0.5. You're kind of on your way to being more advanced with cards, but you're not having to pay those associated fees, namely those annual fees of $100, $200, $600 plus. Bilt also offers a cell phone protection where you're covered up to $800 with a $25 deductible. And you can make a total of 2 claims within 12 months. Another benefit as a Bilt member, you can earn points also for buying a house. I know this is actually crazy. So we can think of it like this. You use the credit card, you earn points for rent. But most people at some point probably want to go to own their own home. Well, right now, you're not going to be able to use a credit card to buy a home. And you're not going to do that with this feature. However, Bilt has worked out a way in which as a Bilt member, you are able to earn points on the total purchase price of a house. So if you bought a $1 million house, you would earn 1 point for every $2 spent. So $1 million house, 500,000 points. All you need to do is go ahead and work with a Bilt partnered real estate agent through the Bilt app. Now, my recommendation and pro tip here is you don't actually have to stick with the first agent you're assigned with. You can work with multiple different agents. The only thing you want to keep in mind is they have to be Bilt partnered. But again, you can find them within the app, which is an insane benefit for Bilt members. So my verdict and recommendations, folks, even though this is a card that really is structured towards renters, at 3x earnings for dining, 2x for travel, this is also a phenomenal travel card. And having the transferable points is insane for a credit card that has no annual fee. Like the closest competitor I could think of being the most affordable is still at $100 a year. That gives you points that you can transfer to valuable programs. Bilt, $0, no annual fee. Folks, I am jumping on this card all day, any given day, especially if I'm just starting out in the world of credit cards. If you are interested in any of them and you'd like to support my channel, I would greatly appreciate it. All my affiliate links are in the description box down below. Comments, questions, leave them down there as well. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace!
En 2020, Amazon a fait 44 milliards d'euros de chiffre d'affaires en Europe. C'est colossal et pourtant le géant de la...
We learned more. We learned very important information here. It was a very super informational video. So thank you very much for sharing that. I'm new in the US, so that's very helpful for me. I will apply to some credit card you just advised, and yeah, and see what it is. Try to build my credit score. Thank you very much. Let us move on. I don't know. Yeah.